Like, we know gravity is a constant, right? As long as we're here in a human incarnation, we know gravity is a constant. So what led to, though, this feeling? Because we tend to not feel things after we feel them for a long time. I'm Heather Grzych, and this is the Wisdom of the Body podcast. This podcast explores the idea of body intelligence as the real key to learning the knowledge of life, or what we call Ayurveda in the ancient language of Sanskrit. We do that by connecting with today's creative leaders and experts who will help you listen to your body, trust your gut, and live in deeper harmony with nature. Come join me as we unlock the golden door to clear, direct perception and become very deep listeners. You can find the Wisdom of the Body podcast on Apple, Spotify, and Stitcher. You can also follow us by joining my email at heathergrzych.com or on Instagram at heathergrzych. I know you're going to love this podcast, so take a second right now to subscribe. Let's get reacquainted with our body. So whether it's, been 30 minutes or 30 days or 30 years since you've meditated and felt your body, close your eyes, draw your attention inward. Let's go ahead and do that now. And see if you can just find a comfortable seat, clearing away like any objects around you. Give yourself just a moment of like space with you in the ground. So a moment of space with you in the ground, comfortably sitting on the ground. So comfortably sitting on a chair or comfortably sitting on the floor. Good. So just feel where your body touches that lower surface, whatever you're sitting on. Feel the gravity that is holding you here on this earth, that attaches you to this experience. So feeling that gravity here. And sometimes gravity feels like stronger than others. Sometimes we feel like a little more gravity. And sometimes we feel less gravity. So what you want to feel is just the right amount of gravity. Just the right amount of gravity. And so if you feel this kind of upward versus downward movement, or how you're being held here on the earth, say, does it feel like the right level of downward pull for me? Does this feel like the right level of downward pull? Or do I feel like I need to kind of grow myself up out of this, lengthen myself up out of this? You can even kind of snake-like movements up out of that, like grow and snake your spine, everything out smoothly out of the hips. If there feels like there's a lot of downward energy right now. On the other hand, if it feels like you have too much upward energy right now, then go ahead and settle deeper into the hips, into the sit bones. So like allow yourself to be held by the earth, and let go of your effort and your will and your doing, and maybe even letting go of a little bit of your inspiration. So understanding the things that lift us and understanding the things that pull us down, whether they're psychological or whether they're physiological or whether they're even, related to a certain food that we eat, right? Because if we eat a popcorn, that's going to give us a very different feeling than a piece of cheesecake. Or if we eat some peanut butter, that's going to make us feel different than a dry piece of toast. Or if we, you get the picture. What makes us feel the downward pull and what makes us feel the upward lifting and lightness. So find that place that's in the middle. And yogis like to spend a lot of time talking about, raising the vibration. I guess it's not just yogis, it's all like people that are interested in spiritual things. But spirituality is nothing more than getting in touch with your non-physicality, right? So the parts of you that are not physical. And in order to get more in touch with the parts of you that are not physical, then you have to be beyond the body, determine how to get that experience beyond the body. The romantic poets had a way of talking about it as the transcendentalists. You know, they had their ways of getting beyond the body. Some people do drugs to get beyond the body. Some people will meditate to get beyond the body. You can fast to get beyond the body. But in reality, you don't want to get fully beyond the body, because as long as you want to be here in a human incarnation and enjoying this beautiful planet, then you don't want to get fully beyond the body. You want to be both having the experience of the body and being a spiritual being at the same time. And then we have to actually live with that dichotomy as we're humans, with that duality. And so we get to feel the body and feel its positioning, its lengthening, its sinking, its the pulls into different directions, and find that place that is the perfect balance point of upward and downward motion. Whenever we feel like there's too much down, we can make it go up. Whenever there's too much up, we can make it go down. There are ways to do this. And we just have to notice the feeling. So we have to notice what it feels like. And then we have to, okay, well, why does it feel this way? What are the conditions that led to this? Like, we know gravity is a constant, right? As long as we're here in a human incarnation, we know gravity is a constant. So what led to, though, this feeling? Because we tend to not feel things after we feel them for a long time. Like, we don't feel the earth spinning. We don't feel certain things because our bodies, our cells, and everything has gotten used to those patterns, those rhythms. And so much like in jazz music, when you have like a syncopated rhythm where the music is not predictable the way it is in like other types of music where it's that's a very predictable rhythm. But if you have a syncopated rhythm, very random, kind of gets your attention. Random things get your attention. They wake you up. Routine things can relax you, and then they also can put you to sleep. So when something different happens, we are more awake. When something different happens, we are more awake. And that's one of the reasons that, like, we even remember, you know, a lot of times that we remember things from our childhood, and we remember like these very extraordinary moments of trauma or something super exciting that happened on a specific day. And like just something really weird, you know, the day the Challenger blew up. I remember that day very vividly, because when something is different, our awareness is more present when something is different. So, what are you feeling in your body today? And what is that direction that you're feeling, upward or downward? And can you find that balance point in the middle? Can you find that balance point in the middle and stay there with that, where it's the perfection of being human in this spiritual and physical material body, and being both an upward moving and downward moving creature at the same time, in addition to all the other directions. Just focusing on that polarity of the up and down. Find your center. It's like a home base, finding that center. And as you find that center, what do you notice about the rest of you as you find that center? What do you notice about the rest of you as you find that center? All the other sensations of your body, the kind of alertness you have, the kind of relaxation you have. Finding that resting point in the middle, that alert point in the middle. It is both alert and relaxed at the same time. It's perfection. Finding your perfect energy in the middle. Good.
If you are embarking on a fertility journey and are ready to have your mind blown about what your body is really capable of and how it's impacted by the environment, then check out my book, The Ayurvedic Guide to Fertility. You can actually download the introduction to the book for free on my website at heathergrzych.com. That's Heather, GRZYCH.com. Read the intro for free and then buy the rest of this fertility enlightening book pretty much anywhere books are sold. Thank you for tuning in and dropping in with us today. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I really want to hear your feedback. To learn more about my work, visit heathergrzych.com. That's Heather, GRZYCH.com. And meet me here next time on The Wisdom of the Body.